Hey, everybody, welcome back to TML Weekly. With me today, Coach Johnny Mack, Jay with you here. Nolan could not make it. He is, the work schedule would not allow him. And you know what? He even went to his boss. He said, listen, I got this great podcast going on. He said, Nolan, get back to work. So today, here we are, Game 7. Johnny, before we get going here, we want to spend a special shout out and a thank you to our sponsors, Bjorn Hockey and Don Cherry Sports Grill. If you get a chance, Don Cherry Sports Grill, always a good meal, great price. Johnny, I'm nervous. How do you feel tonight?
They're in a position to move forward, right? If you had after game 4, if you had said, hey, you know what, we're going to fast forward, we're going to give you the next 2 wins. How do you feel about a game 7? I think anybody on within the organization, fan base, media, they're going to go, yeah, you got a chance here to get a big monkey off your back. We all remember 13, 18, 19. I think
we definitely don't remember 59.
No. And you know what? At the end of the day, I thought Keefe said it well. They asked him about going to Game 7. He said, "We just played 2 Game 7s. Like our backs against the wall, right? We lose, we're done." Yeah. So that was 2 Game 7s, and they played it without number 34, who's obviously a key part of their lineup, and came out victorious. And I believe we'll talk here certainly about Thursday's game. I mean, the way they started again, you almost took away Boston's will to compete in that first period. Shots, and they're blocking everything Boston's got coming at them. They're taking care of their own end. They're moving the puck, and I said it on one of the shows when Willie was out here early, and his ability to carry the puck and to maintain puck possession with speed in traffic has made a difference.
Exceptional.
Right? So yeah, they got to start the right way. They got to try to get the crowd out of it. I mean, all the pressure's on Boston. Let's face it. Toronto, won a couple games to get here to the Game 7, but Boston did this last year. Blew a 3-1 lead against Florida, and
the collar's getting a little tight in Boston.
Right. So if you can go out and start the right way and be 6-8 nothing shots and maybe sneak one in. I mean, I understood Swayman. I didn't read the quote, but he guaranteed a victory tonight. What else is he going to say? I don't know. I hope we play better. I hope we win. No, he's going to. Anybody that's asked if you're going into a Game 7, you better say you're going to win. You better say you're going to guarantee. It's the start's going to be important. But even if they don't start well, and say Boston gets up, even 2-0 early, hang around. Okay, hang around. Don't let that third one in. Get some pressure on them. This is what we live for. As hockey fans. It's Saturday night. You got Toronto and Boston. Toronto Maple Leafs and Boston Bruins. National stage. No other games on. Right? It's going to be electric in Boston. It's going to be electric at Maple Leaf Square. That's going to be a place that
good party tonight
to be present at tonight. And I think this might be the biggest game for this franchise since probably the Game 7 93 against the Los Angeles Kings. I truly believe that. I mean, you could say that about 13, 18, 19, but those games are gone and they didn't win them.
But everything changes tonight.
Yeah, everything changes.
Everything changes tonight.
Yeah.
One way or the other.
Looking at a new group, new leadership, new coach, probably management. We don't know. They win. They got a real tough Florida team, but I still like this team over any team that's out there if they play the right way. So I'm optimistic. I think it's going to be an edge of your seat kind of night. Could go to overtime. I'd rather it didn't because I'm 55 years old now and
I don't need that heart. I don't need that heart.
I don't need any heart issues tonight. But what do you think? Where's your head?
So I tell you, this team does it to me like no one else. because if you go back and you watch the first 4 games of this series, the team that has shown up these last 2 nights, I don't know where they were.
Well, they weren't there for a lot of it, but they didn't
No.
have the consistency in 5 and 6 that they had in 5 and 6.
I'm sorry, Johnny. I just disagree with you completely.
Remember the start in game 1? First period and second period. They were all over them like they were in game 5 and 6. But the difference was Boston came down and scored and deflated.
Well,
you're chasing and you're
but it was defensive lapses and giveaways and guys not finishing checks. It was a different world, man. From what I'm seeing, and that's
puck management. Let's face it, it was puck
100%
management.
It is, but
yeah,
that's kind of a big deal in hockey, right? It's kind of a big deal. So I'm looking at where we are now, and it was funny. I said when we did the show after game 4, I said, guys, don't worry about it. Game 5,
you said it. Going to 7.
Game 5 and game 6, it's a cakewalk. I guarantee we're going to win because no one does this like the Leafs do, right? We go back against the wall and it's the darkest day. Do you remember that Monday after game 4? We were already just to tar and feather everybody, and they deserved it. And then boys decide, nah, you know what? We're not quite done yet. We're gonna put the pedal to the floor, and here we are, game 7. Because of course we're in game 7. It's very on brand for us. Listen. I say this every year. I really want this one, but I really want this one tonight.
Yeah.
And I want it for myself greedily, but I also want it for the team. I think these guys in that room are craving validation. And they can believe internally that they're good enough. They haven't shown it yet. And everybody, this is one of the great times in sports where you can literally go, everybody thinks everybody is against us, and just go, it's us against the world, boys. Let's rally. Let's go. We got house money we're playing with right now. I guarantee you, Boston, I've been on a couple of the Boston boards, and they are stressed. It is not a good place to be right now. And I kind of feel like we're in the opposite of that. I feel like now we're feeling good about where we are. And tonight, the biggest, there's 2 key takeaways for me tonight. One, above all else, score on the power play. You get a power play, you got to put the puck in the net. Okay. Yeah. And most importantly for this team, you got to score first. And
if you don't, you got to answer right away. Boston gets one, within a couple of minutes, you get one back, takes away their will.
And so, listen, John, I'm going to say it again. I've called the last. Yeah,
I called the last 2 scores, folks. He called Toronto 2-1 in both of those games. I mean, that was
2-0 really the other game, but whatever. But listen, I still believe, John. Listen, Joey Wall, give that kid, his full flowers for the way he's come in and played. But listen, I really don't think you're getting much by Swayman. I really don't. I think
you'll be ready.
If you're gonna get a couple goals by Swayman tonight, that's all you're getting. So it's got to be a tight check.
Either 2 or 8. Right? It's one of those.
100%. Yeah. It's either going to be the floodgates are open, the pressure is going to get to him, and it's going to be a disaster, or he's going like J.S. Shiger for Anaheim a few years ago.
I'm glad it's in Boston.
Me too.
I really think there's less pressure on them there.
When did you think we would ever say that, though?
Yeah, there's less pressure on them. They're going to go. They played well on the road all year.
All season
long.
They
had their issues at home. And they're going to go into Boston. You have an opportunity. The crowd's going to be hot and wild, and you have an opportunity to have a good couple of shifts, right? And all of a sudden, boom, the crowd's sitting on their hands. And now you feed off that as a road team. So it's, you know what, for all the young kids, like my son's excited. I'm glad it's on a Saturday night. I mean, I don't like this late start. I get it for the West Coast, but there's a lot of kids like my boy wouldn't have remembered the last couple of game sevens. Like this is a big deal. I'm into the Guinness now, so
Oh boy.
a couple hours before game time here. But you know what? My advice to the fan base and our listeners and viewers: enjoy it. Have fun. This is what these players live for. This is what all these guys were doing playing road hockey. Game 7, we're playing the Bruins, right? Saturday night, hockey night in Canada, right? This is what it's all about.
This is why you're a hockey fan right now.
Yes.
This is all of I got to say this and I mean this honestly. All of the coach bashing is out the window. All of the Marner nonsense is out the window. All of the power, it's all gone. It's one game for the money. If at the beginning of the season you got told you got a shot for one game, we all take it every day of the week, twice on Sunday.
And everybody's writing them off now. So everybody, I read the boards too, and there was after Toronto was down 3-1, it was they're done. It's going 5. That's it. Good night. Blah blah blah. And then they win 5, and it goes to 6. Oh, they're done tonight. There's no way. Now it's going to 7, and now they've switched to, well, it doesn't matter if they somehow beat Boston, they're going to get swept by Florida.
You never know.
That's why you play the games.
That's why we play the games, guys.
Right? And the confidence that this group and this fan base, for that matter, will get if they can finally get the Boston monkey off their back, could be absolutely instrumental in propelling them into the mindset and the just the preparation to go there. Everybody, people are saying Florida's going to smash everybody, and it'll be them in Colorado. That's why they play the games, man. Right? If it was that easy to predict, it'd be, I'll just fill out a bracket and off we go. So I'm excited. I'm excited to watch it with my son. We talked last time about all of our little idiosyncrasies and jerseys and no jerseys and things like that. And there will not be any McWilliams wearing jerseys tonight. And that's, we haven't the last 2 games that have been successful. So
you can't change it now. No, you can't change it now.
Can't change it now. So I think, I'm going to say 3-1 with an empty netter. I'd rather it not go to overtime.
Yeah.
I really wouldn't. But it's, this is fun, folks. Enjoy it. This is what we watched Toronto play San Jose at midnight on a Thursday night in November, right? And we watched that. We stay up. We're tired at work the next day. Our family's all in bed, and you're watching it because you're a Leaf fan, right? And those are paying the dues to know the team and understand and be able to talk about it with your buddies the next day. This is what it's all about.
Yeah.
Game 7. That's nothing else.
And listen, John, whether it's basketball, football, or we can't really have it in football, but basketball, hockey, baseball.
Well, football playoffs are Game 7, right?
I mean, there's nothing better in sports than a Game 7. There's nothing better.
No, with 2 original 6 teams on a Saturday night, no other games today.
And when it's your team, all bets are off, man. Okay, so I'm gonna surprise nobody. I'm gonna take a 2-1 game again. And
there's a lot on the line here. Toronto could be the first team in history to, I want to say, lose 7 or 8 Game 7s in a row. Boston can be the first team in any major sport, not football, but baseball, basketball, that blew
back-to-back
3-1 series lead and lost in Game 7 2 years in a row. And here's another stat. I want people to think about this, and then we'll say goodnight. Joel Edmondson, okay, deadline pickup by Brad Treliving. Storied career. He's played here, there, and everywhere. Record in Game 7s, career.
Ooh, give it to me.
5-0. Do you think Treliving knew that?
6-0, Johnny.
Absolutely, he knew that.
I feel like we need a 6-0 tonight. So listen, we're gonna get you guys out of here tonight. John, I, and Nolan, be very clear. We will be back to see you. We will be back to see you for TML Weekly. Game 1 against Florida, because we're taking it home tonight.
Well, and you know what? Just a little sneak peek here. I'm in Toronto next weekend with some Team Atlantic youth teams, and maybe we may do a little in-person show, or we'll figure something out.
There you go.
Thanks, and
Joel Edmondson, make it happen, Joel. Make it happen.
Enjoy the game.
Go Leafs, go.